Time and again, we've heard Donald Trump insist his tax cuts are the greatest gift to the economy since we, started printing money.
We're going to give the American people a huge tax cut for Christmas. Hopefully that will be a great, big, beautiful Christmas present. It will be the largest tax cut in the history of our country. These massive tax cuts will be rocket fuel.
And most importantly, he promised they'd be good for the little guy.
Our framework includes our explicit commitment that tax reform will protect low-income and middle-income households, not the wealthy and well-connected. They can call me all they want. It's not going to help.
Well, I'm starting to think he's been taking those calls because once again, we're getting indications that the wealthy and well-connected are exactly who his tax cuts are helping. As UC Berkeley economists Emmanuel Saez and Gabriel Zucman write in their new book, it's called The Triumph of Injustice, for the first time in a century, the 400 wealthiest people in the country pay lower rates in federal, state, and local taxes than the middle class is paying. And in the end, though the top tax rate is supposed to be just below 40%, the combined tax payments for those 400 individuals amounted to less than a quarter of their total income. Again, in part, thanks to Trump's tax cuts. Talk about Robin Hood in reverse. But it wasn't always that way. In 1980, for example, the tax rate for the top group was more than double what it is today, 47%. In 1950, it was closer to 70%. It's no wonder our wealth inequality gap is the worst it's been since the Census Bureau started tracking it. Saez and Zucman argue that starting in 1962, America's tax system moved to a plutocracy, where wealth will keep accumulating with hardly any barrier, adding to the power of the wealthy, including their ability to shape policymaking and government for their own benefit. Sounds about right. And the end result? Close to $1 trillion deficit, according to the latest Congressional Budget Office estimate. That's 68% higher than when Donald Trump took office. So what can we do to fix things? Saez and Zucman propose a number of policies, including doubling the tax rate on the richest 1%, which would bring in an estimated $750 billion a year alone. They also suggest instituting a progressive wealth tax, as first proposed by Elizabeth Warren, with whom Zucman and Saez collaborated, and Bernie Sanders. Warren's plan includes a 2% tax on wealth between $50 million and $1 billion. The tax increases the 3% beyond $1 billion in wealth. Sanders is similar, but differs in number of brackets and adds a more progressive tax on the ultra-rich with graduated rates beginning at 3% for $250 million in wealth, up to 8% above $10 billion. The wealth tax is a policy that's popular with voters, too. A New York Times poll found that 2/3 of Americans, including a majority of Republicans, support instituting a plan like Warren's. And isn't asking the wealthy to pay a fair share what Trump promised to do with his great, big, beautiful Christmas present? Well, the holiday season is around the corner. And as Supreme Court Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes once said, taxes are the price we pay for civilization. So how about Washington deciding to make the tax system a little more civil? What do you think? Email us, tweet us, share your thoughts.